All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's auction time. And on behalf of Rector Hayden Realtors and NAI Isaac Commercial Properties out of Lexington, we welcome you to the auction this morning. We appreciate your interest and attendance very, very much. I'm Jim Halfhill with Rector Hayden Realtors and the Halfhill Auction Group in Lexington. And as you can tell, I'll be the auctioneer this morning. I do have help. I have my son, little Jim. He's also a principal auctioneer. I have my daughter, Kristen. She's also a principal auctioneer. We're all full-time auctioneers. And excuse me while I take an order for a box of chicken. I have my wife, Elizabeth, on the desk. If you've just gotten here, you didn't realize you needed to register, you do need to do so with Elizabeth. If you're here as a spectator, once again, please just find you a seat or a standing room only someplace, and we will be glad to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been authorized by the estate that owns this property and the property contiguous to it to offer it this morning at absolute auction. There's no minimum, there's no reserve. We're going to sell it to the highest bidder, regardless of price. So just know, if you're the last and highest bidder, you're going to buy the property. It's that simple. Let me go over a couple of details with you. As far as how we're selling the property today, we're not combining the properties today. We're going to sell this property first, and then it will be sold. And then we're going to sell the property over here at 640-42 second. That doesn't mean you can't buy both of it and own all of it, but you just have to do it that way. Buy this, then you can buy that. But we are going to offer them separately, and we will be selling the KFC building first. Now, let's talk about this building that we're standing in. Between 2,600 and 2,700 square feet. The estate, the executrix of the estate ordered an appraisal to be done by Mike Humfleet on this building in 2012. His appraisal was, and I have it here, it's 90-some pages long, for $850,000. We also have the PBA assessment of this property for Madison County at $348,000, and it's almost a half acre, just barely under a half acre. Little Jim and I walked around and we counted 17 to 19 parking spaces that are like marked that were a part of this property. And I don't know if you noticed it, but we had a semblance of a survey sitting up here for anybody to look at if they wanted to. So it's a great, great location. I don't even think it's a mile to the interstate from here. Signalized, as you know, just a premium location. And of course, as you from Berea know, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, much to your dismay, been here 45 years and just moved out in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's been a great location for many, many years, and it can be a great location for you. Let me go over the terms and conditions. Anything, Jim, we need to add to that?
You might want to just mention the cross easement that we talked about earlier.
Some of you have had some concern about, since these are two different properties, that the owner of the house over here would put up a fence or something and keep your people from driving through the drive-thru or out the signalized. The estate is going to execute, if it's not already done. The estate's attorney's not positive, it might already be done, but if it hasn't been done, they will execute a cross easement right-of-way to ensure that you always have the right to drive out like you have been doing for the last 40 years. So that will be done. So if they're separate owners, just know that that will be done by the estate for sure, and it is part of the terms and conditions of the auction today. All right, let me go over the terms and conditions also. Taxes will be prorated to the transfer date. So you as the buyer today are not responsible for any property taxes until the day you take ownership. Successful bidder today is required to put down 10% of the contract purchase price. Your personal check for that is just fine. We actually prefer it. The balance of the purchase price must be paid on or before 30 days. 30 days from today is February the 28th. So must close on or before February the 28th. Possession of the property will be given at closing. When you have paid for it, we will give you the keys please don't call me, and I have many people do this, call me Monday and say, can I get the keys? I want to get my painters in there or some of my construction team to get started on the improvements I want to make. Can't do any of that until you own it. So just know that. The property today is being sold as is, where is, with no warranty expressed or implied of any kind. What you see is what you get. What you don't see, you're going to get that too, and with all faults. Please know today's sale is a non-contingent sale. That means to you it's not subject to financing. It's not subject to anything other than we are going to guarantee you clear, marketable title to the property. So if you have the money, or you know you can get the money, please, we welcome you bidding today. Now, if you're like little Jim, and you don't have any money, and it's iffy whether you can get the money, please be a spectator today. That's what he's going to do. He's going to work today, and he won't be bidding on the property. The next statement has to do really with the house, and that is the successful bidder today is required to waive their right to any post-sale lead-based paint inspections. That applies to homes, residences that were built prior to 1978. That's a national federal thing. So you are agreeing to waive your right to any post-sale lead-based paint inspection as it relates to that residence over there. Please remember that there's a 10% buyer's premium that will be added to the high bid and included in the total contract purchase price today. So if the high bid were $100, we're going to add $10 to it. You'll sign a purchase contract for $110. Then you'll write us a check for 10% of $110. That's how the math works. So just bid appropriately. Those are the terms and conditions. Anything that I have forgotten?
No, just
Bruce, anything to add from your perspective? I didn't say anything about insurance.
It's maintained by the seller until
Insurance will be
closing.
maintained by the seller up until the day of deed transfer. I have some people who'd like to insure properties, because once you have contracted for it, you actually have an interest in the property, even though it's not in your name. If you want to put insurance on it, you're certainly welcome to. Anything I forgot? I might revisit the house when we get there, but we're going to sell this, and it'll be sold. And then we'll sell the house, and it'll be sold, and that will be it. So, I am
Sir?
to the part that I like.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was told not an hour ago that this land was on a lease.
The land is on a lease.
But I was
Well, I
told
haven't.
An hour ago.
Yeah, not according
I
to,
don't know, I just asked.
no, it's not. No, it's not on lease.
I was just told that.
No, you're gonna get the land with the building. That's
Is it part of the sale free from any encumbrances, Jim, and all that?
free from any kind of mortgages, liens. Now, things that are of record, and of record is like easements,
Utility easement.
the new zoning, those come with it automatically. But there will be no liens, as in financial liens, tax liens, mortgage liens, all of that. Well, first of all, we don't believe that there are any, but if they are, the estate will pay them. You'll get clear title to it.
That's in the condition.
Questions? That's good. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to sell you this building right now.
Let's do it.
All right, start me at 100,000 and go. 100,000, what do you 100, 100, what do you 100,000?